All right. Morning, world. All right, just making sure I'm in the video. All right, welcome. It is super early spring. So depending on which calendar you look at, we're either in the second or third day of spring. However, we got we did get kind of a warmer spring, and then we got a super cold spring here in the Pacific Northwest. But it's been super wet and raining. Hopefully gonna go check out a few floodland areas a little later on today. So totally excited about that. With that said, I wanted to take a moment and go over one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things to do regardless, right? Comes into yoga, comes into dance, comes into life, but balance. I'm a huge balance person. You can, at the clinic, for those who don't know, I'm a yoga instructor, been a professional belly dancer most of my adult life. I'm a mom, animal lover, in case you can't tell. I have animals all surrounding me. I got 2 fish tanks hanging out back here as well, just besides these 2 creatures, Suki and Sparkalicious. And anyway, what else? Oh, I'm a physical therapist assistant. I do work in the clinic. I work with people on a regular basis, so I'm very used to seeing what a lot of us have to work on, what a lot of Americans, we should probably be working on, as well as what, from all the dance and yoga I've done, what do people who work out a lot, what should we also be working on? What should we recognize? What do dancers want to work on? Both beginning and advanced dancers, right? So I wanted to tap in for a moment on balance. And I love so much about balance. First, I want to say, I bring balance a super certain amount of playful and joyness, right? Like just playfulness and joy. To me, I have fun. I don't care if I'm perfect at balance or not. It is fun. When you're doing really good, I will hop onto various dynamic surfaces like the Bosu and whatnot, and then see what type of things I can do with one leg while I'm at work. It takes all my concentration. I think for those of us who may have some ADHD, it's something that you have to focus on, right? Like boom. If you need a super hit of focus factor, do some balancing, right? Because you have to focus. If your mind is elsewhere, suddenly it becomes much harder to balance. Let's go over a little bit of balance is something, a little body dynamics, I guess we'll say. Balance is something that gets us from the feet all the way up to our head, right? So when we're balancing, ankles have to work, the muscles inside, the muscles within our feet have to work, ankles are working, leg muscles are working, right? Abdominals are engaging. You engage those abs, suddenly balance becomes a little bit easier, a little bit better. As well as there's some visual aspects happening with balance. And then there is some aspects of the inner ear that are at play with balance as well. So it's a great just head to toe, both body and mind exercise, right? Something else, as we age, we should continue to practice balance as much as possible. One of the things as we get older, unfortunately, a lot of people stop playing with balance as they get older, and their balance becomes decreased. The less balance you have, the more likely you are to have a fall. The more likely you are to have a potential fall, the more likely you are to break a hip. And unfortunately, or something, right? And unfortunately, as we age, breaking that hip can be pretty rough as you age. Some people do not ever recover from that. That's a very common thing. So one of the things your doctor likes to see of all ages, but especially as we age, how well can you balance for? And the more we practice balance, the more your body from the toes all the way up to your head recognizes where you should be at time and space, right? That proprioceptive awareness is there with balance. So let's just play here. One of my personal favorite, Vrikshasana or tree pose. Now, you can put your foot either below the knee or above the knee. I spent much of my younger life with my foot above the knee. As a middle-aged mom, I spend a lot of my time now with my foot below the knee, and that is just fine. If you'd like to take, if you're like, I'm not quite there, give me a moment, that's great. You know what you can do? We can start here. You can start with even maybe just the toes. Your feet together, toes right there, right? My toes on what is my left foot, but if you're facing me, that would be your right foot, are lifted. They're helping you balance, but you went from 2 solid feet on the ground to, well, maybe you're now on 1 and we'll say 20% of a foot, right? You can go ahead, lightly hold on to the wall. Ooh, there we go. Maybe a wall or a tree. A tree. We're in tree pose. A wall or a chair. Here's something else, and I don't know if you can all see it. I'm going to exaggerate. As I'm standing on my right foot, facing me, this would be your left foot. My hips just went out to the right, or it would be your left, right, facing me. So let's take this hip, whoa, bring it in line. Try not to let the hips go out. Stand tall. We're going to engage that glute med there, right? Okay, we got, our feet working, our leg muscles are working, our glutes are working, abdominals are working. That inner ear balance, the mindfulness, our eyes. Find something. I like to find something to focus on, a few feet in front of me that's not moving. Good, and we're just gonna simply switch, just nice and easy. Same thing, tree pose on the other side. Let's try not to let those hips go out to the side. Foot goes below or above the knee, you choose. Hands go wherever it works best for you. Maybe your foot, again, maybe we're down here. Namaste. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps encourage you and reminds you to simply play with balance. Here's a couple other of my favorites, actually. Let's keep going. Let's do just a few more. I don't know what there's an official name for this in yoga. I've always just called it C-star, but I'm placing my weight on my right, facing me. This would be your left. And I'm just gonna tip over. I've always just called it C-star. And enjoy that ankle shaking that's going to happen. Enjoy it. Good, and slowly, 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 slowly come up. And let's switch. Okay, now my weight's going onto my left. Mirroring me would be your right. And again. Good, slowly coming up. Let's do one more. I'm going to go ahead and turn to the side for this one. I'm going to start on my left leg for this. You can see my right leg will come up. So standing on my left leg, I'm going to come straight forward. Okay, the goal of this, we are aiming to keep that upper body parallel to the floor. I know it's going to open up, but try not to. Hi, Suki. Whoa. All right, let's do this one. Ready? My weight's going to go onto my right leg now. Let's see from the other angle, on the other side. Good, nice and slow. Take your time. Nice job. All right, so as well as I'll give one last quick little hint for those who maybe, if you find your calves or your hamstrings are starting to get a little tight as, maybe as you age or just something is not quite right there in those hamstrings. Working on various balance activities can also help tap in or tune into those hamstrings and can sometimes help out with whatever's going on. Okay, namaste. I hope you have a great day. I am really excited in my local area, and I'll put the information in the description below. I have some local live yoga classes coming up. I also have some local live belly dance classes coming up, as well as I co-created and I continue to co-host, like 17-20 years later, Emerald Sanctuary Belly Dance Retreat, and we have the information for that on the website. So I will put all the information links down below in the description. All right, if you're in my local area, I hope to see you soon. If not, take care. Have a good day. Bye. Happy spring.